The air was thick with anticipation on that fateful Father's Day morning. The sky was overcast, and a faint mist rolled over the town of Greenwood, giving it an ethereal quality. As Jake Dawson made his way through the narrow streets, a sense of urgency gnawed at him. He clutched a weathered leather journal close to his chest, the only memento left by his late father, Samuel Dawson. It had been 2 years since his father's mysterious disappearance, and Jake was determined to uncover the truth. Jake's journey took him to the outskirts of town, where the old Dawson family cabin lay hidden among the tall pines. The cabin, once a place of joy and laughter, now stood as a silent sentinel, holding secrets long buried. Jake's heart pounded as he approached the door, his father's cryptic words echoing in his mind. The answers lie where the shadows fall longest. Pushing open the creaky door, Jake stepped into the dimly lit cabin. Dust motes danced in the slivers of light that filtered through the cracked windows. The air was musty, filled with memories of a bygone era. Jake's eyes scanned the room, settling on a large, ornate grandfather clock that stood against the far wall. It was a relic passed down through generations, its pendulum swinging with an almost hypnotic rhythm. Jake's thoughts were interrupted by a sudden knock at the door. Startled, he turned to see a tall, gaunt man standing in the doorway. The stranger's eyes were sharp and penetrating, his presence commanding. "Can I help you?" Jake asked, his voice steady despite the unease creeping into his chest. The man stepped inside, removing his hat to reveal a head of silver hair. "I believe you might, Jake Dawson," he said, his voice smooth and measured. "My name is Victor Blackwood. I was a friend of your father's." Jake's heart skipped a beat. He had never heard of Victor Blackwood before, yet there was something familiar about him. "How did you know my father?" Jake asked, his curiosity piqued. Victor smiled, a gesture that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Your father and I shared a common interest in uncovering the town's deepest secrets. He confided in me about his discoveries, and I helped him in his endeavors." Jake's grip tightened on the journal. "Do you know what happened to him?" Victor's expression grew somber. "I do, but it's not a simple story. Your father was on the verge of a monumental discovery, one that could change everything we know about this town. But he wasn't the only one seeking the truth. There were others, powerful individuals who would stop at nothing to keep those secrets hidden." Jake's mind raced. What kind of discovery? Victor walked over to the grandfather clock, his fingers tracing the intricate carvings. Samuel found a hidden chamber beneath this cabin, a place where the town's founders conducted their most clandestine activities. He believed it held the key to understanding Greenwood's true history. Jake's pulse quickened. "A hidden chamber? How do I find it?" Victor turned to face him. "The clock," he said simply. "Your father left clues in his journal. Together we can decipher them and find the entrance." Jake nodded, opening the journal to the last few pages, filled with cryptic notes and drawings. He and Victor pored over the clues, piecing together the puzzle that Samuel had left behind. Hours passed as they worked in silence, the tension between them palpable. Finally they found it. A series of symbols etched into the base of the grandfather clock matched the drawings in the journal. Jake pressed the symbols in the correct sequence, and with a grinding sound the clock shifted, revealing a hidden staircase descending into darkness. Victor produced a flashlight from his coat and led the way down the narrow steps, the air growing colder with each step. The staircase opened into a vast underground chamber filled with ancient artifacts and documents. Jake's breath caught in his throat as he realized the magnitude of his father's discovery. As they explored the chamber, Victor began to explain. Greenwood was founded by a secret society dedicated to protecting a powerful artifact known as the Eternal Flame. This artifact is said to grant immense power to its wielder, and your father believed it was hidden here. Jake listened intently, his mind reeling with the implications. But why did my father disappear? Victor's face darkened. He was betrayed by someone he trusted, someone who wanted the power of the Eternal Flame for themselves. Your father managed to hide the artifact before he was taken, but he left clues in his journal, hoping you would find it. Jake's determination solidified. Then we have to find it and keep it safe. Together, they searched the chamber, following the clue Samuel had left finally in a hidden alcove. They found a small ornate box. Inside was a glowing crystal, pulsing with an otherworldly light. The Eternal Flame, Victor whispered, awe in his voice. Jake reached out to touch the crystal, feeling a surge of energy course through him. In that moment, he understood his father's sacrifice and the responsibility he now carried. Thank you, Victor, Jake said, his voice filled with gratitude. I couldn't have done this without you. Victor nodded, a rare smile crossing his lips. Your father would be proud, Jake. Now we must ensure this power is used wisely. As they ascended back to the cabin, the first rays of dawn broke through the mist, casting a golden light over Greenwood. Jake knew that this Father's Day would be one he would never forget, for he had not only uncovered the truth about his father's disappearance but also found a new purpose. And as the sun rose higher, Jake felt a sense of peace, knowing that his father's legacy would live on through him, and that the secrets of Greenwood were finally brought to light. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for notification.